everybody and welcome to another video. When I shot this was the time when we had weather warnings about gales all over the country, and she was everywhere. Yep, this gal here was causing havoc everywhere. There was stuff being blown all over the place around here, and as you can see, the bin men have just been down this road emptying bins. Look over to the left hand side. See that bin come flying out because of the gal and the bin men not putting the brakes on? Yep. So the guy in front of me's got no choice but to get out of his car and move that bin. Now you'll probably notice that there's no audio with this because I wasn't very happy with the bin men, and I've got my window open and I'm telling them that I'm not happy with them. Put the bloody brake on the bin. Something like that hitting your car could cause a lot of damage and a lot of money. But in true fashion, in true bin men style, it wasn't their fault. They blamed Gal. So I masked up and I got her. I got Gal. Yep, there's no way that she's going to get away with doing stuff like that on my manor. So we went for a little ride all the way back up to Manchester, and it seems that they wasn't very happy with her in Manchester neither. No, we're not stooping that low. Now in this clip we are looking at that numpty there. He's obviously in the outside lane with his indicator on and expects me to slow down to let him into a gap now because he wants the slip road that's approaching. That's not going to happen. If your road management is that bad, that's not my fault. But he does use the horn on me. He's still in the outside lane now as we go to the rear camera. But it's my fault that I don't let him in, so he uses the horn on me. You can't quite hear it, but it did go off the horn. And as you see, he pulls across and I'll show you, and then flashes me. You saw the flash, yeah, like it was my fault that he's in the outside lane, got trapped in the outside lane, my fault. And as you can see, the road markings are changing. That's how close he was to the slip road, being in the outside lane with this weather. But it's my fault, it's not his fault, obviously, because he's driving a German car as well. Obviously they don't do mistakes, do they? You know, the German car drivers, they don't do mistakes, we all know that. Yeah, right. Now in this clip, we are approaching that same roundabout from the different direction. Yeah, off the A3. This is like the Chessington turn-off. And I'd just like to say, roundabouts are not merge-in turns, okay? Just because one person is in the outside lane, you should not pull out if there's an inside lane that is free. They might be moving over into that lane. That doesn't apply to the self-entitlement cars though, does it? You know, the ones who've been using the self-entitlement wax all weekend. Like this Range Rover over to the left-hand side. Just pulls out. What happens if I wanted that lane? So he's basically stopping me from getting into the inside lane. He's pulled out, as you'll see from the rear camera now. He's almost side by side with me. What happens if I wanted that lane? Because he's been using the self-entitlement wax all weekend. His car is quite shiny, and I can't get over now to the inside lane. Yeah, and now do that. Go on, fucking wanker. Yeah, and now do that. Go on, fucking wanker. And it's a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit road, and there's cameras down here as well. But people like this just got to be in front. They're just absolute tossers, aren't they? Now, do you ever doubt yourself when you're on the road? I do, especially when it comes to this junction. This happens to me quite a lot on this junction here. The car in front of me now has no priority over me whatsoever. It's turning right, I'm going straight on. Pretty sure I have got priority there, going straight on. Now you can hear me doubting myself that I'm pretty sure I've got priority, so I have to look it up because it happens all the time, especially when they do it with no hesitation, as though they've got priority. So I look it up and no, they haven't got priority. I have priority, so I was right. Shouldn't doubt myself. Now, regulars of the channel will know at the end of this month, which is January, the car that I'm driving now will belong to me. I will officially own this car. I've had a bit of a shock this week, I've got to say, because I've been getting some insurance quotes and fuck my old boots. Right, so I've paused it here because now we are going to play a guessing game. How much do you think it's going to cost for me to drive a Kia e-Niro, not a fucking Ferrari, a Kia e-Niro as a private hire driver? Sorry, that should be a private hire vehicle. I'm insuring my car to be a private hire vehicle, with me being a private hire driver driving it. Now, I'm doing this with no claims because I've been driving it on someone else's policy, if you like, because I'm buying the car on a rent to buy basis. So you're not working up a no claims bonus. So I'm coming in at rock bottom. I'm coming in from scratch with no claims bonus whatsoever. And again, as I say, I've not had an accident in over 40 years of driving. And when I say 40 years of driving, I mean 40 years of driving for a living. So are you ready? Have you got the figure? Here it is. £5,285 if I buy it in one lump sum. If I have to pay it in instalments, it's £6,189. That is £628 per month for 9 months. And that is to drive a Kia e-Niro as a private hire vehicle. So to put it bluntly, my days as a private hire driver are coming to an end. Yes, I'm sorry to say, I'm packing this job in. I cannot do that sort of money. Now the thing is, everything goes up over years except for Uber. Uber's prices are rock bottom. For their drivers, you, the customer, are still paying top dollar for it. But us, the drivers, I don't know what's happened in the last sort of 6 months or so, but the jobs have just got to a ridiculous amount of money. And I've been thinking long and hard about my future about doing this job anyway. But with the job pricing and this quote coming in, this is the lowest, by the way. This is the lowest of the quotes I had. So yeah, it's time to get out. But a lot of people have been asking me about Uber and all that sort of stuff. So I'll give you a couple of examples of their jobs that you get offered. Now, you might want to pause this so you can study it a bit more. Up there, you've got the map. So that's how to get away with you touching your phone, because it is a sat-nav. So you touch that and you're away. There's the price of the job, £17.84. That's what I get for the job. I'm half a mile away-ish from the customer. The customer wants me to drive to Harley Street, which is 10.5 miles away. So 11 miles this job is, and they already know that it's going to take me longer than an hour. 1 hour, 7 minutes, they say. A 60-minute plus job. It's always longer than what they say it will be. Always. It's never shorter than that. So you're looking at doing a £17 job an hour. £17 an hour. You got your fuel to take off of that, whether it's electric, petrol, diesel, it still costs money. I've got to take my tax off of that, insurance, all the rest of it, 17 quid. So basically, it's not worth doing that job at all. That there, by the way, is the customer rating. We rate the customer and they rate us at the end of it. I never bothered to look at that at all. Never. Because Sadiq Khan's assassins, they are from different countries with different cultures. So if you get into a car and you've had a drink, or you're going to have a drink, or it might be a young girl that's going out with not a lot of clothes on for a night out, they will mark you down for that. You could be the best customer ever, sit there nice and quietly, but they will mark you down for that. So I never ever bother looking at the customer rating, because it just isn't accurate at all. So we move on to job number 2 that I'm about to show you. You can see the little arrow in the map up there. I'm in Leatherhead. They want me to go to Guildford to pick someone up in Guildford and take them to Woking for £19.91. I'm 17 miles away from the customer. 17 miles. Yeah. And then after picking up a customer, I've got to drive another 10 miles. So that's 27.5 miles for £19. Really? Really? You might as well be doing it for nothing. It's just absolutely crazy what they're asking you to do. So it is time to move on, I think. It really is time to move on. Now, what I did do, I got a quote to drive this car as a normal car, not a private hire vehicle, just as a normal car with no claims bonuses or anything like that, and here's the quote I got for that. Now, bearing in mind, I did go for everything that they offered here. I went down the breakdown cover, the lot, anything legal and all that sort of stuff is all covered in this quote. And that was the same with the last one, except for breakdown cover. I didn't get any breakdown cover in the last quote. Yeah, £872, 68 quid a month for 11 months. A bit of a difference. I've gone for a £500 excess on this because that is what I'm used to for paying on this car if it all went tits up and I had an accident. I've never had an accident, so I've never had to pay the £500. But you only have to pay the £500, obviously, if it's your fault anyway. So a bit of a difference. So I'm going to go for this one anyway. I'm not going to be a private hire driver anymore, but I am going to go and keep this car and do this. I haven't got a clue what I'm doing, but I'm not being a private hire driver after the 29th of January. What I am considering doing, seriously considering doing, is driving round, paying this money and driving around catching the numpties and concentrate on building this channel up. It's an option, but I seriously don't know what I'm doing for definite yet. I've still got 2 or 3 weeks left to work it out. Anyway, we get back to this, and I can still catch all these idiots driving around without being a private hire driver. Whether YouTube will pay enough is a different matter though, that's the only trouble. But I won't be able to call myself a professional driver anymore, will I? No. Now we're approaching this sort of, it's like a roundabout, but it isn't a roundabout. I don't even know what the correct name of these things are, because it's like a roundabout that we got to go round to turn right, but we turn right from the left, and you can go straight through the roundabout. It's a big blob in the middle there. I haven't a clue what this thing is called. It's just a one-way system, I suppose. Oh, who knows? Anyway, if you want to turn left, you get in the left-hand lane only, and that is it. That's the only place the left-hand lane goes, is left. The little red car. I think it actually sees it now that it's in the wrong lane, but it won't get behind the car behind me. It can do, but it won't. It's going to go up here. And it does actually push me out of my lane. It should be going left, remember. My lane is the middle lane here, because anything to my left should be going left where that white car is. Yeah, you shouldn't be there, mate, should you? Fucking hell. I've just realised what type of car it is. Hold on a minute.
Shitting Peugeot, shitting Peugeot, shitting Peugeot.
No idea. Absolutely fucking no idea. Oh, here we go. Idiot. And people will say misuse of the horn. And you know what? I don't give a monkeys. Not with them quotes that I've had in the mood that I'm in. I don't care. So now it's time for one of Sadiq Khan's License to Kill assassins. As we're about to enter this roundabout here, it just decides to change lanes and then it actually sees me. Now, as we're sitting here waiting at the lights on this Rose Hill roundabout again, it's good to see that someone might have actually seen my video on Rose Hill roundabout and done something about the light phasing, because it's vastly improved. Not. Now, anyone over to the right hand side now should not be going when we get a green light for me. They have passed their stop line and they're entitled to do so. But not for me, especially the last one here. That should not be going. But then again, it can't see out of that steamed up window there, can it? So anyone to the left of this car is in trouble, potentially in trouble with this car. Because it cannot see through that window. It cannot see a mirror through that window. Yeah, but it is a German car. Now in this clip, we've got the sun out. What the hell's happened? Anyway, we're turning left, and as you can see, there's no left turn, but it is time controlled, and we're allowed to do it at the time we got. These are all over London, by the way. You got to check your time, you got to check the sign, and you also got to keep an eye on the road as well. Don't forget the road, the 50-mile-an-hour road that you're coming off of, and the road that you're entering, obviously. But we're not looking at any of that. We're looking at a cyclist coming towards us on the wrong side of the road. Now obviously I'm on the wrong side of the road because of parked cars, but no one gets in each other's way, no one slows down, and even though it was all wrong, traffic flow was good. Now we go to the front camera and I'll show you one that's doing everything correctly and the traffic flow is slowing down because we have to pull over and let him go. He's doing nothing wrong. The other one was doing everything wrong, and yet traffic flow worked for one and not the other. Odd, eh? Now in this clip, we're in Kingston University, where a lot of bright people are doing their degrees in here. A lot of bright people trying to be doctors and nurses and lawyers and pilots. My missus got her degree in here. Anyway, there is also a lot of fish-faced fucking idiots in here as well. I didn't do my degree in here, I did that elsewhere. Anyway, the fish-faced fucking idiot is coming towards us. It's one way, going my way. Oh, and my degree was in moaning and swearing. Now we're looking at the van in front of us. There is something in front of that which is stopping this van from going a little bit faster through this red light. Yes, it's a learner. So the learner probably went through an amber there. Quite a late amber, I would say. And as the van was so close and you can see its intentions, the learner did the correct thing by going through it. Now in this clip, we're looking at the lorry in front of us that's turning right. Now there's a pedestrian on the left-hand side of him that's going to walk right out in front of him. He has to move back, but he's giving it what for? He's giving it attitude to the lorry driver. The lorry driver's got a green light. You've got a red man. He doesn't learn from his mistakes though. As he still walks across that side of the road on a red man, he gets to the other side now, where he's got a green man, but he presses the button. You don't need to press the button, you got a green man. Not a lot going on between the ears in that one. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Oh, and if you've got any suggestions what I should be doing for my new business adventure, let us know in the comments down below. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. See you on the next one. Bye for now.